Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to be able to speak to you today. I guess for people who haven't already, got into Slow Horses season 4, maybe you can set the scene for us a bit. Where do we find a bunch of misfits?
Where do we find our horses this season? We find them doing what they do best, admin. You find Marcus sort of from the periphery, you think he's just chilling, and actually you realize he's actually in a very desperate situation this season. Way more pressure on him financially than we've ever seen before. So he's on a journey to correct a few mistakes, but in turn, he gets himself into trouble. So we find the horses splintered this season.
And it's always maybe it's a cliche to say each season bigger and better, but it does sort of feel like that. With this show, it just keeps on getting even better. And for you personally, what was it like shooting this one? And I know you had a lot more scenes with Gary Oldman, for
Yeah.
example. What were some of the highlights along the way?
Honestly, this season it's insane. Like just every single department has been able to try and top themselves, and each season has been amazing. But this one, the scale of things has been amazing, both with the writing and the scenes in which things are set. Massive explosion, fight sequences, car chase sequences, and killer dialogue. And yeah, as you said, I got to do far more scenes this season with Gary than I have previously, and it's just been an absolute highlight. In between takes, great stories, great natters, great jokes. Just seeing how it's really done from a consummate lead. He's someone I can call a pal now in a really nice way. But just seeing how he works as Jackson Lamb is just this season up close and personal has been inspiring, and I'm going to nick some things from him.
And what do you think it is about this show that has really gripped people? Because I guess it was a success from the beginning, but it also feels like it's almost been a bit of a word of mouth hit. And I think it
Yeah.
is about the tone of it. There is this really dark humor, this incredibly sharp dialogue, but the stakes are also genuinely really high. So it's not as slick as like the world of James Bond. It's much more sort of dark and gritty, but it really feels like you're on the edge of your seat the entire time as well.
Totally. It's seeing the errors, the human errors of people with high stress jobs. So like, yeah, they work for MI5, but they're also human. And this show captures the human element, in moments of levity, in moments of laughter, you find darkness, and in moments of darkness, you find joy. And it's just, I think it's a really good reflection of the way life is, and sort of like an office job is in a way. It can be quite mundane, but there are moments of absolute magic that happen on the way. And you see these 6 to 8 people try and navigate a really high stress job with a boss who can be a nightmare. They're highly skilled people, so there's a lot of frustration, and it's those workplace dynamics that really make the show sing, I think.
And what have you enjoyed about playing Marcus in particular? I guess it's quite like a happy-go-lucky guy.
He's so happy-go-lucky, but
Weary.
also he's so dry, and like he comes out with some of these lines, and you're like, what? Where'd that come from? But it's also been the beauty of playing the dynamic between Marcus and Shirley. Marcus is 6'1", Shirley's 5'3", but she wears the trousers. So, Amy and I getting to play that dynamic and trying to constantly top each other and trying to not be the bottom of the of the list has been pretty amazing. I really just I love playing him. He's a cracker.
And how, obviously you've worked on so many other TV shows before, Chewing Gum, Fleabag.
Mm.
How does this sort of contrast and compare to
You
other
know what? I've loved every single job I've done, but I think Slow Horses is it's the top of the list. It's amazing. I mean, Apple have been amazing to work with. The crew we've got, the cast we've got. I mean, Gary Oldman. It's Gary Oldman. You're doing things with Gary Oldman. What more could you want?
And what about other work that you've got coming up? I know you're in the National Theatre earlier this year. Are you doing more of that? Have you got other shows in the pipeline?
Yes, I'm currently writing, and I'm under commission with BBC Studios, writing my own pilot script currently. So we're doing that. I'm reading a lot of stuff, and obviously we've got more Slow Horses to come as well. So yeah, lots of exciting things coming up. I think TV in the UK, that it's in a good place with shows like Slow Horses. So as long as that continues, we're going to be happy.
And without giving spoilers, what can we expect from coming next from Slow Horses?
A continuation of really personal obstacles for the horses, very personal obstacles causing chaos and carnage in the day to day.
Thank you so much for sharing all that with me, and
Thank
can't
you,
wait to
Sarah.
see season 4 of Slow Horses. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sarah. Bye bye.